Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Wacky Wednesday on the Wee Jem Show. And I hope everybody had a fabulous preparing for Independence Wednesday. Tonight on the show, we've got Pat Lee from Salvo Lanarkshire. He's the chair of Salvo Lanarkshire. And he's in disguise tonight. So that's Pat at the top. And at the bottom, we've got Henry Newton. And Henry is from We Are More Than 45. Is that correct, Henry?
That's bang on.
And he also does the True Radio group. So, yeah, I'm outnumbered by men tonight. So, who shall we start with? Pat, how are you doing?
I'm very well, Jim. Thank you for the invite this evening. Even with the lateness of the call, happy to join you anytime.
What do you mean? So, what have you been up to this week?
Busy working
Only
away.
Independence Wise. Don't tell me about your sex life.
What's that? How do you spell that? Independence-wise, I've just been preparing for the Grangemouth rally. I think it's massively incumbent on us to gather and rally together, as we did back in 2012.
It was so long ago, you can't remember.
It has. I mean, that's what 13 years.
No, we should have. When we get independence, we must have before and after photos of all of us to see how we aged during this time.
There must be a number of documentaries to be made over the struggles. And
Hey, just sit a bit closer to the mic, because I know you're more comfortable like that, but we can't hear you.
Yeah, it's just there must be a number of documentaries waiting to be made on the struggles of the independence activists. Never mind the organisations, and the numbers that we have lost, and the numbers that are just hanging on by the skin of their teeth, hoping that independence will come.
I'm one of the ones hanging on by the skin of my teeth.
Well, I've got to be positive. I've got to be really positive, because it's. This will be in my speech on Saturday at Grangemouth. It's 705 years since our elites.
I was just going to say, don't tell everyone my age.
Our elites addressed Europe, asking to be recognised as an independent nation.
Aye.
And then only on the 7th of March, 2025, we have done the same. Through Salvo and Liberation Scotland's liberation movement.
Yep. So I think there's an upcoming event actually in Broth coming up one of these weekends. I saw Ian McNeil is going to be doing a convoy up to Broth
for the declaration.
Well, you've definitely done your research there, Jem. Even I didn't know about that.
It takes a lot of energy to humanize, and my brain is not fully engaged. Okay. Hello, Lona. It's nice to have you here. And yeah, Henry, tell us what you've been up to this week.
I've had an absolutely shocker of a week, but I managed to get through it. So I don't want to go into it because I keep telling the same story, and you know what it's like. Once you've told it about 50 times, you just get totally scunnered with it. It's like listening to that favourite record, and you play it, and then you go, no.
Well, Henry, why don't you tell us about how you got your suntan? Because I believe you were in Hawaii and you had a whole harem of women fawning over you.
Hawaii?
Yeah.
Did you see me in a grass skirt?
You were showing me the photos.
Listen, just a wee joke, because you were talking about asking Pat to get a wee bit closer to the mic. I mean, how many sound engineers does it take to change a light bulb?
How many?
1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Well, that's my funniarity to begin with.
Well, I think who shall I leave to tell about Grangemouth, or can I tell a little bit about it?
I think
You
it's time
start
you
off,
spoke, Jem.
and I'll jump in at
Okay,
the deep end.
so I'm just gonna wade my way through the main here and have a word. It's sideways.
Yeah.
Um, so this Saturday, so it's Wednesday now, and just reminding everyone because I think people forget about what day it is. I do. Uh, there's gonna be an event gathering of the clans at Grangemouth outside Ineos, and I think it's gonna be a fun event. So there's actually 35 indie groups and organizations said they'll come along. And I'm losing my voice. How nice for everybody. Um, yeah, so we're gonna have a strip the willow dance, okay? And nobody's excluded. You just gotta do it, okay? Because it's a play on words of the asset stripping. So we're trying to take the light-hearted side of it and say, well, stuff you guys. We are gonna while you're trying to asset strip us, we're gonna be dancing because that's how we are. And whether or not you imbibe at home, that's your business. And then we're going to be having a tug of war, which is literally symbolic as well about the tug of war between Westminster government and Scotland's people. And we are going to win the tug of war. It's all psychological warfare on our side. And then we'll also be asking everybody to wear your kilts if you can. And we'll be lining up with the back part of our body facing Ineos, and then we will flash them, so they know what we think of them. Did you know
Yeah.
about that part, Pets?
No, I'll be wearing the kilt.
Aye, we're gonna flash them. So whether or not you're wearing underwear is your problem, but we are gonna flash them because if we are gonna go down or whether we are gonna win, we are still gonna show them our behinds.
So we're going to finally find out what a Scotsman wears under his kilt.
Henry, how long have you been a Scotsman? You shouldn't be asking a question like that.
No, I'm not. I'm not. I'm just sort of imagining it. You know what I mean? It conjures up very many pictures. You know.
Henry, the truth is coming
It just
out.
depends. It just depends what you've got under it. You know what I mean? That counts. You know.
So I just want to say a big thank you to everyone who's watching because we kind of decided to do this at the last minute because I had a mystery guest on Friday and somehow we missed the show. So this is a surprise Wednesday show, which makes life more exciting, which is what we should all be doing. And so is that who's reading out the comments? Come on, guys, my voice is going.
Alex Adams,
Trying to find you.
evening.
They must be putting up barriers.
Lorna McDonald, evening all. Hi, Jem and Pat, and Henry. Thank you. Lorna McDonald, Henry, you're too close to your mic. Does anybody see a mic in here? Hello, Mike. How are you? Oh, this mic, you mean? Okay. I'll tell you what, how's that?
Okay, I'm going to let's Pat, tell us a little bit more about Grangemouth because you had some real pearls last time. You're telling us in 1924, the monkeys went to. Oh no. The Grangemouth was literally built out of the public purse, and these parasites actually seized it from us. And I'll let you carry on.
Yeah, you basically told my piece for me. The British Petroleum was formerly. Let me get this. I'll get the details for you because I have it here. Let me find it.
Do you know what really galls me is the fact that £1 billion was given to, I believe it, one of the CEOs of Manchester United.
No.
That
CEO,
was
Henry, the CEO of Manchester United is one James Ratcliffe.
Right.
It's the same parasites.
The owner of Ineos.
Yes.
And
Okay.
the British government have underwritten £1 billion to refurbish the area and stadium and create a 100,000 seater stadium
Yeah.
while taking
And it's not bribery at all.
Sorry, Jim.
It's not bribery at all.
It's
No, 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 it's no
it's
bribery,
theft.
no. No,
It's
no.
nothing
It's
less
theft.
than theft.
Yeah.
Where the Chancellor has come out this morning with her spring statement, which is a budget.
Yeah.
It was only supposed to happen once a year. Now we've got spring, autumn, and winter.
Yeah.
The only thing they haven't put in there is summer because they're all on holiday for 10 weeks. But the point being, she's stripping £5 billion away from the most vulnerable in our society, while underwriting £1 billion for a refurbishment of Old Trafford.
Not only
Where
that,
is the
but not only,
goddamn? Where is the goddamn priorities
It's
of the
totally
Labour
criminal.
Party,
It is
so-called
criminal.
Labour Party?
but it's not only that, Pat. He's also getting 600 million to relocate.
To Europe.
Yeah.
Now,
And it's our oil he'll be refining.
to sell it
And he'll
back
be,
to us.
and he'll be selling it back to us as like what they're doing with the resources when it comes to the renewables. Selling it back to us at very, very high inflated prices. And the people of Scotland are not seeing the benefit of this. That's what guiles me.
Yeah.
It
So
doesn't only guile you, it guiles me, and that's trouble, you know.
the British government have underwritten a £600 billion, £600 million, £600 million loan, so that Ineos, Ratcliffe, the rat, can rebuild a new refinery in Antwerp.
Yeah.
Now,
It's unbelievable. You can't make it up, huh?
they must be making it up because
I know.
this was never announced prior to them announcing that we're closing
But
Grangemouth.
Pat, I heard a story that they actually knew about it for 5 years. Both the Scottish government and the UK government knew about it for 5 years, and they never said anything.
Yeah.
These things aren't done off the cuff. These things are planned. They're
Well in
negotiated. They're discussed with government because there is a community impact, a business impact, a trades union impact.
Yeah.
So the trades unions, the government, both in Holyrood, government, the administration. Let's be clear here.
Yeah.
The Holyrood Parliament is not a parliament. It's an administrative office of an extension
It's an arm of the colonial regime.
Of Westminster. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is my thinking why we have not forced the issue of a second independence referendum. Because each and every one of the MPs have taken the oath of allegiance to uphold the monarchy. Now, each and every one of these Scottish MPs are committing treason against Scotland. That's my view. And if they act against the wishes of Westminster from that oath, they will be committing treason.
Absolutely, and something that I don't think most people realize is that the treason laws have never been like gotten rid of, you know. So it's not really saying that you're going to be hand drawn and quartered, but they are still there and they haven't been used for quite a long time. But
they've been imposed.
I think the thing is, you know what I want to mention at this stage, it's got nothing to do with Grangemouth, but literally everybody know what happened in Catalonia. Like, I was extensively involved, well, a lot with Catalonia, okay? And they held a referendum, didn't ask for permission really, and they won. And obviously they arrested the MPs and there was violence and all this pish, you know. But they are allowed to have a public broadcaster, and they have a public broadcaster, and yet Scotland does not have a public broadcaster. except for us and the Scotland Channel and Scotland Broadcasting, but we are all voluntary. None of us get paid. We are all like on crisis grants for the food bank and
Yeah,
selling
yeah.
our bodies at the corner shop, and picking up darts because we can't afford fags. And yeah, like something should be done about this because we've got this independent Scottish media, but somehow like we are all like working 17 hours a day, but we need to like keep alive, otherwise there won't be a Scottish media. It needs to be officially.
I
Well,
mean,
the key thing.
it's funny
Sorry,
enough.
on you go.
It's funny enough you're talking about the Scottish media. That's basically the mainstream media. Now, £250,000. I mean, 250,000 people marched through Edinburgh. There were shots of this, and you could see the crowd for miles.
It was fantastic, honestly, the best ever.
Somebody will correct me, so you can put it in the comments. I believe it was 2019. Now that was the biggest thing that I'd ever seen during my campaigning. I mean, don't get me wrong, Glasgow was big, but Edinburgh just outstripped the whole
The
thing.
thing about Glasgow is it rains more. I remember being
Yeah,
absolutely drenched, and we're trying to protect the equipment, which is something that we need to also think about when it rains. We
yeah.
need to have some kind of device. If there's an inventor out there watching, Scottish people are really good inventors. Please create something that protects the live streamers from the rain and the equipment because it's really needed. Get your brains working. Like,
I
But
think it was a Scot that invented that. It's called an umbrella.
I know, but we need a modified one that's kind of like, I'm sexy and I know it, and also protects the equipment.
but but basically, BBC and STV it wasn't covered. There was absolutely nothing on it apart from maybe a 2 or 3 seconds flash, and that was it.
Yeah,
And
and it goes on today.
yeah,
On the 7th of March this year, Liberation Scotland um, gave advance notice
yeah,
of presentation of a petition for recognition as a non-governmental, non-self-governing territory to
I,
the Committee
yeah,
24 at the UN.
yeah.
705 years after
Mhm.
Robert the Bruce presented exactly the same, um, what's the word?
declaration kind of thing, like announcements.
No, it was a request. It was a formal request to the international stage in Europe,
Yeah,
um, to recognise Scotland as an independent nation.
yeah.
We at uh, Liberation Scotland, Liberation.scot, I always pronounce it. We presented that, and we will be hopefully getting some response back within the next few weeks. So I'll be able to come back on and bring you up to date with that.
Yeah.
Uh, if that is successful, we will have a hearing at the UN in New York. So if it's not about, we need to change the narrative. The narrative is not about independence. Jim,
No, somebody just said hello, so I just waved.
right. The narrative is not about independence anymore because we
Mhm.
are actually an independent nation within a treaty.
That's right.
Now we're supposed to be a an equal partner in that treaty. Well, if that was the case for Scotland, then the same applies to the UK when leaving the EU.
That's right.
I don't remember one request from England, because it was England that decided we would leave the EU. I don't remember one request being presented to the EU asking for permission or the gold standard of a Section 30.
Yeah.
So we are no longer, the people are no longer willing to wait. the people, backed by 17,000 members, have presented the petition for recognition as a non-self-governing territory, which will, I believe, will be received favourably.
Yes.
I hope that an announcement will come very soon. But there is no reason for a sovereign nation to request permission from its equal partner
Exactly.
in
Exactly.
any treaty to dissolve that treaty. It's like we're in a coercive marriage where we are being victimized, we are being kidnapped, we are being held to ransom, and
We're
it
in an
is.
open air.
Sorry, Jim.
I said we were in an open air concentration camp, and they've tried to exterminate us several times.
Yeah,
No,
a prison without bars.
presently, I wouldn't equate that to the same thing with what's happening actually in Gaza. So
Okay.
I would rephrase that.
It has happened in the past, though. That's what I mean.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it began.
The same tactics.
They used Scotland and Ireland as the prototype for empire building,
Yeah, exactly.
and they went on after being successful in Scotland and Ireland to. I've got a question there. I'll come back to you, Hashbury.
I've got. Oh, sorry. On you go, Pat.
From the episode of colonialism implementation in Ireland and Scotland, they went on to take a quarter of the world with the same tactic: divide and conquer.
Shocking.
Hashbury, can I just address Hashbury's question? Hashbury's stumble. Pat, is the petition still open for people to sign? It's not that sort of petition, Hashbury. This is there are two ways of approaching the UN. One is being an oppressed government. Now, the Scottish government the Scottish administration cannot approach the UN because it operates under the Westminster system, which by operating under that system and not putting any objective towards participation in the administration, they are accepting subordination or being subordinate to Westminster. So they are not a government, they are an administration arm of Westminster. The
Right.
only other way to approach the UN in an official capacity representing a mass of the population is to create a liberation movement, which Salvo, the campaigning arm of Liberation Scotland, has done. And by creating that liberation movement, we are then able to have standing at the UN Committee 24. Now, what Committee 24 is made up of 24 former colonies, and they look at evidence supplied by liberation movements to see if it quantifies being a colony. Now, the evidence that we have presented and the evidence that we have researched and gathered proves that we meet every criteria of a said colony. Said colony, criteria number one: we have no control over our democratic processes. We are not allowed to govern unless it is agreed by Westminster. We are not in control, full control of the economic levers or our resources. And we are not in control of our education or culture. In fact, we've had Anglo colonial culture forced upon us since 1707.
That's right.
We have
Yeah.
no history, recognized history. We have no recognized history since 1706. Our history has been approved by the administering colonial masters.
Yeah.
So that then describes us perfectly as a dependent colony of the UK Empire.
Yeah.
In fact, the UK is simply England and the English Parliament in disguise.
Oh, yeah. Point
Guys,
is,
shall
it's
we
not.
have a quick break with the song? Oh, sorry, Henry.
Uh, I was just going to say there. I mean, if you're talking about equal partnership, point being is 60 million voters in England will always outvote 6 million people in Scotland, which means that they end up getting the majority down in Westminster, and they'll always outvote us. So it doesn't matter when it comes to that side of things, they'll always walk over us.
Yeah. We have no
Yeah,
say.
but they shouldn't. If it was
Okay,
actually a
go on.
correct union, not a
Yeah.
misuse of the word union, it wouldn't be like that, you know. But
Yeah.
yeah,
It's supposed
guys,
to be equal.
sorry, Henry.
It's supposed to be equal, but it's not. It's
No,
tilted against me.
it's a fallacy, Henry. It's an absolute
Oh, yeah.
fallacy. It's a mistruth. It's a
Yeah.
fantasy, even.
Yeah.
To
It's
the
an
point.
absolute bloody lie.
To the point, it's an absolute bloody lie. And they have lied not only to the Scottish people,
Yep.
they have lied to the international stage, because
That's
they
right.
claim on the international stage that we are an equal voluntary partner.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so in future, it's
That's
just
why I'm
going to be,
laughing.
it's an absolute bloody lie. We're not going to be polite about this. It's an absolute bloody lie.
That's why I'm laughing. Just like we're being laughed at down in Westminster.
Okay, can I have a song, please, guys?
Carry on.
Okay, you can dance on the tables, anything you want. The mic's on mute, so if there's any noises in the studio, it's actually MI5, okay? It's not
Yeah.
me.
Well, got ya.
And, here we go, guys.
It was the day that grown men cried, and something deep inside me died. The 19th day, September 214. You see, the argument was won, and the race was all but run. Then those deceitful liars stole it all away. To my children, let me say that until my dying day, I fought for Scotland's freedom tooth and nail. So when my final day has come and if freedom has not been won, then my children, I ask that you will carry on. They told us it was done, they said, for a generation, son. But it's not for them to tell us what we should do. And so we marched from town to town, spreading the word around. Scotland is rising once again. To my children, let me say that until my dying day, that button up. I know you won't give it up. I know you'll be the one who finally wins the day. And in that moment they declare, think of me, 'cause I am there, and my spirit dancing in the air. To my children let me say that until my dying day I fought for Scotland's freedom tooth and nail. So in that moment they declare, think of me, 'cause I am there, and my spirit is dancing in the air. To my children let me say that until my dying day I fought for Scotland's freedom tooth and nail. So in that moment they declare, think of me, 'cause I am there, and my spirit is dancing in the air. To my children let me say that until my dying day I fought for Scotland's freedom tooth and nail. So in that moment they declare, think of me, 'cause I am there, and my spirit is dancing in the air.
I think that's such a poignant song, and well done to Graham Dallas for doing that pepper jock, because I think it just emphasizes the fact of just in the last while how many people have passed away, you know, and over the centuries people fought and died for freedom, and it's literally this generation's duty to get it for our children and our grandchildren, so that they don't have to continue fighting and they can actually enjoy their lives for the first time in centuries.
Yeah, Jim.
And
Can I just pay my respects to everyone on that? I've marched, I believe, with every single one of them. It was quite poignant.
And even for those that you know, you can include every single person, so there will be people, to everyone who's passed away that was independent supporters. We are thinking of you even today, and we honor you, you know, really.
we send your love to your families.
Yeah, I noticed that somebody put up a funeral notice here. I don't know what that's about. If you ever put this up, could just tell us what it's about. It's saying the obituary and funeral. I'm not sure who it's for.
You know, it's,
But I just want to say we are going to be, well, some wonderful people started incredible initiative called the Sounds of Freedom Radio.
Yeah.
And wonderful, wonderful people. And yeah, we're going to be starting our first show tomorrow, midday. And we'll be playing music from different independence musicians. We are already doing it 24/7. So there's a Sounds of Freedom Radio Facebook page, and the link to the streamer is actually at the pinned to the top of the page. You can, once you're in the browser and you clicked on the link, there are three dots. You can click on it, and it says apps. And you can create a little app that goes on your taskbar or your desktop. So whenever you want to play it, literally will play automatically without having to open your browser and everything. And I've been blasting it out to my window every day from a Bluetooth speaker. And all the school kids go past my house and the teachers, and they stop and dance. And today I wasn't playing it, and one of the kids come and knock on my door and said, "Excuse me, where's the music?" So every day they get a history lesson on the way to school and the way past school, and they get a good old dance. So by the time they're school, they're having a good time. And I really recommend everybody do this. Get yourself a Bluetooth speaker. And what we're going to be doing is I'm going to be going out to anyone else who wants to join me to public places and literally playing Sounds of Freedom Radio in public places and telling people about it, how you can get it, helping people to get online, and we can tell who's listening. And one of our main listeners, sorry, one of our main listeners at the moment, the most loyal listener, is actually sitting in London. And whether it's MI5, actually, we might convert them after all.
Not
So,
unheard of.
But
So,
I would like,
That's
I
a
would
wee
like,
piece of information. I got an invite to be a MI6 intelligence officer this week.
I saw that. It's hysterical. Like,
Oh,
so, Henry, what did you want to say?
I would just like to give a wee mention to the group Sursa, and that's all the young team. They're all youngsters, and they're fully committed to the independence movement. They put everything on TikTok and all the platforms on social media. So I'd like to give a quick mention to Mo and his crew. Thank you very much, Mo, for your help.
Can we put a call out to Mo to put forward any young singer songwriters, bands, whatever? If they're looking for a platform, then I'm sure they'll get a home at Sounds of Freedom Radio.
And also
Yeah.
Independence Radio as well. Huh?
Yeah.
Definitely, if anyone's got any musicians that they know, and it's not only the young folk, if you want to write an independent song, do it, because you really can't say enough about it. And what we're trying to do is provide a voice for Sovereign Scots to be heard, and like I said before, Estonia literally went for independence with singing. And it's a very effective tool because you can tell the whole story in a song. And I mean, the kids who go past my house, they love it. They're even learning the words to some of the songs,
Yeah.
and it's fantastic. And the teachers love it, and it's just wonderful. Just speak to us at Sounds of Freedom Radio, and yeah, we'll help you to hopefully get recorded so it can go on the radio station. And yeah, I'm going to leave it to Pet to tell us a little bit more about Sounds of Freedom, because he's one of the wonderful people along with Pepper Jock. And I won't mention anyone else. Literally started Sounds of Freedom Radio.
Well,
Tom,
no, I can't take credit for that. It's definitely
Graham Dallas.
Graham Dallas's baby. I'm quite prepared any time if he wishes me to participate in whatever capacity I can. But I know for a fact over the decade that we have been campaigning that there is very few outlets for our massively talented acts that contribute to the marches and the rallies. Our biggest success, if you can say it's a success, is Jerry Cinnamon.
Yes.
Jerry got his platform at the Hope Over Fear rallies. I believe he wrote Carpe Diem after attending the first Hope Over Fear rally, and he managed to get a record deal from the support given by the Yes movement. Unfortunately, we won't see Jerry at any independence rallies or events because his management team don't wish to expose him to negativity within the music industry, because it's
sad.
Stalwart. It's a stalwart of colonial unionism.
Yeah.
So he's not allowed to sing his song anymore, and literally, it's yeah,
if you'll allow me, I'll qualify that statement. During the referendum campaign, I had a tannoy on top of my car and two big flags coming out of the side windows.
You're
And
such a rebel, Pat.
I used to tour Scotland, and Carpe Diem would be blasting out my tannoy constantly, constantly for a year or more. And I received an email from Jerry's management team asking me to cease and desist playing his music
Mm.
in public, as they didn't want it associated with the
Shocking.
independence movement.
Shocking.
Cheeky bastards.
Now they can take me to court if they want,
Well,
and I'll fight it in court. But it's no harm to Jerry Cinnamon, a great artist, great songwriter, and I wish him all the luck in the world. But I could strangle his management team.
well,
Yeah,
Thomas
I think it's
McCarthy.
appalling, literally, this so-called equal voluntary union, you can't even sing your own song that you actually wrote, and it's immensely popular, and literally got him where he is today, and he's not allowed to sing it. It's beyond belief, you know. Oh,
Well,
well, we'll just ignore that comment.
well, Thomas
Um,
McCarthy. Thomas MacArthur says, I'm a songwriter. Well, Thomas, why don't you bring your compositions along to Grangemouth?
I'm sure they're on Sounds of Freedom.
Yeah.
yeah, we are just
Thomas has a file.
what Graham was saying is that Graham Dallas, we want to have like the best quality. So if you want to record, get it done in a like a studio. So we've got really good quality for the radio, and we've got quite a few musicians up already, and it's fantastic. I have to like start my day off with it. I don't care what time I wake up. The radio's going on and it's out my window full blast. So
That's how we promote
yeah.
each other.
Sorry.
That's how to promote each other.
Yeah, and I want to take it out into public places, and we actually do stuff. So if anybody's creative out there, let's do a flash mob somewhere, and we play Independence Radio, and we've got the jingles on there, and let's do some creative stuff. And like Kevin Gibney of Independence Live, he literally started a whole lot of starter packs on Blue Sky. And we've got Artists for Independence. So Artists for Independence encompasses the musicians and artists. And we were trying to get a campaign of street art on the go, murals, street graffiti, and poets. We've got some fantastic poets in the indie movement. We've got Charlie Macaulay Robertson. We've got, who's the other guy that you read his poem at Grangemouth, Pat?
Who was my two? It was.
Is it Donald Anderson or something?
Donald Anderson, the Scottish Republican Socialist Party.
Yeah, and we've got a wonderful lass on Facebook called Pa Brune. She writes wonderful poems. So when like the National come out with Pish, and the Union, she just pulls a poem out there in Scots, and it's fantastic. Like. So just get involved and let's get like Ireland actually had a very big campaign with murals, and different countries did different things. Let's embrace all of those things because we are literally the worst colonized we can get free, and let's do everything we can at the same time. I remember where I used to live in another part of Edinburgh. They were actually going to build on the green space. And I was like, no, bollocks, this is not happening. And we went out there with big posters and people camped on the green space. And I took my djembe drums out there and the crew come to start building. And we just surrounded them and we played drums and we blew whistles. And we carried on for about 3 hours. And eventually they left and we won. We won just by making a bloody noise, So I do have a use after all. Anyway, Henry, what do you want to talk about?
No, it's very difficult to get things out on social media, especially Facebook. It's blocked. Practically everything's blocked. You just need to mention the word yes and anything that you put out, and guaranteed it gets blocked. I mean, since Nick Clegg uh, got employment through Facebook, that's when it all started. Everything was just getting blocked. So getting information is out difficult. That's why I'm glad to see that we've got our own independent streaming going out now.
Yeah. I think something that we also wanted to touch on was the fact that we are under psychological warfare. We really are. And we've been like this for centuries, but it's intensifying and it's been around for quite a long time. People don't realize, all the gaslighting, the lying, all of these things. It's actually psychological warfare. And we are under like extreme quantities of EMF, which is electromagnetic frequency, which causes fear and makes people have anxiety attacks and panic attacks. So what you're feeling is not just like your own mental health. It's literally we've gone around different parts in the cities in around Scotland, and with an actual device measuring EMF, and a lot of the social housing areas and where a lot of independent people live is under unbearable amounts of EMF. They are targeting us with this. So when you're getting panic attacks and anxiety attacks, it's not just from your own mental health. So don't be gaslighted to think that like you're packing up or whatever. You can counteract it. So if you use headphones and things and you play sound frequencies on YouTube, there's healing sound frequencies in different ones. You can play things like that, or Sounds of Freedom Radio. You can if you're aware of it, but all the gaslighting, the lying, the dehumanization, all these things is psychological warfare. One of the other things that they use is division. And we had a prime case of this today, where there was a post that come out of division causing. Now, I want everybody to like just put on your thinking caps. When you see things, don't fall for them. Learn to assess them, step back from it, have a bird's eye view, look at it laterally and think, this is actually division. I'm not going to forward it on. I might send it in a message to people, like, just watch out for this. But I'm going to leave Pat to talk about this because, okay, we all took it really well and we laughed about it and all this. But at the end of the day, it was a massive attack on Salvo because they are doing this decolonization, and somebody is literally trying to set them up against different parties and cause division. And I mean, we all had a good laugh about it, didn't we, Pat?
We did, yes. My name was omitted.
Mine as well. I was disappointed.
I was rather perturbed. But on a serious note, Salvo has one strict policy. We do not promote any political party, to the extent that I have removed myself entirely from politics.
Me as well.
From entirely. I state here publicly, I have no desire for position within any parliament, within any council, within any political structure.
We are strictly people power because we have that right. It's not even like we're taking advantage or being rebellious. It is our right.
People are the only ones who can make this happen. Only
Yes.
when people act do politicians react.
Mm-hmm.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
And even one of
are
the
moving-
sorry, Pat.
Jim,
No, carry on.
carry on.
I was going to say
Okay.
one of the biggest things that everybody needs to realize, okay, and this is really important, okay, is that sovereign Scots, and bearing in mind that the UN actually declares that all nations are sovereign, okay, it's not just Scotland, but we have the addition of the claim of right, okay. What sovereign means is that you loan, you loan your vote to the politicians, okay, you lend it to them. And in return, they're supposed to serve the will of the people. In Scotland's case, the will of the people was independence. And, if you're in an independent supporting party, you have it in your manifesto to say that this is, I'll say that from the inception date of most independence parties, that was their core policy. So when that is no longer being served, don't be so have the wool pulled over your eyes that this is still independence. It may not be the whole party, but there are some people that are leading the whole thing astray and no longer making independence the prime thing. So when you've voted for independence, they can't just change their policy midterm and say, oh, we are rather going to do this thing. We are going to go BlackRock. We are going to go Freeports, SEZs. We're going to sell Grangemouth. We are going to, you know, it's not getting at the party. It's using your head and looking at your own rights. And yeah, I'm going to let Pat take over here.
You went on a tangent there. Right. I think you were talking earlier regarding the statement that Salvo are traitors to Scotland. That was the post.
Yeah, that was somebody put up a post misinforming everybody. So long as nobody's so stupid to believe it, it's not true.
Naming higher profile activists within the independence movement, the liberation movement, especially highlighting the membership of so-called parties. Now, I know for a fact that half of the individuals quoted as being members of Alapa are no such thing. That's just a downright lie. But in the case of members of Salvo and Liberation, we have a policy at Salvo and Liberation that we will not endorse any single independence party, not endorse them in any way. We also had a statement that someone was taking two high individuals in the SNP to court and quoted Salvo in their post. Now, Salvo has neither endorsed nor accepted this statement. So it's absolutely nothing whatsoever to do with Salvo, and we won't accept any responsibility for any actions that any individual takes. They are not members of Salvo. They have been asked and requested to remove any connection to Salvo, just to make the record clear. These are individuals acting on their own behalf.
So, sorry, Henry, can I just say something and then you can have a word? Because you're being very patient there. Basically, the way that I feel, okay, I'm also non-political now because I'm not even going to explain, but everybody has the right to vote for the party that they want, okay? When we are coercing people into voting for different parties, this is coercion. It's what we should have is a de facto election, and all indie votes are counted regardless of who you vote for. We have 7 independence parties, and we have Indie for Indie, which is literally independent candidates, okay, like Eva Comrie and Ellen Petrie. And you know, the thing is, like, what happened with these posts is they are total lies, okay? Somebody's posting them to cause division, and it might even be infiltrators within the indie movement, people that you actually thought were independents. When they start sprouting lies, you can't believe them. It literally can't be tolerated, because if anyone sees these posts and think that they are true, it's like the BBC. You can tell when they're lying, you know, and this is like, it literally, this post was designed to cause division, okay? It was literally saying these people are members of a certain party, and because of this, they are traitors. This is nonsense. No member of any party is a traitor, okay? Unless they are an infiltrator. Now listen to the similarity of the words. So everybody has a right, and they even named a certain member of another political party entirely in this list, and she's not a member of the said party. She's a member of her own party, and she's a very remarkable person, you know. And don't believe this nonsense. And like Pat was saying, somebody made a post saying, "Oh, somebody's being sued by somebody," and all this. Like, we need our own Scottish fact checker, and I don't know what we call it. We should think of a name, and somebody who's talented about these things can literally have a fact checker and have a group of people working for them and literally debunk these things. I think we should do that.
Hmm.
Just call it pish and bollocks, and anything that's lies goes in there, and we debunk it.
We can expect this to happen tenfold as we move forward and gain traction on the international stage. We can expect this agents provocateurs to come out of the woodwork in their droves, because conquer and divide, or divide and conquer, has always been a winner for the empire.
Always, in every country that was colonized, they've done this. I think I just want to say, I promised Henry a turn. Can we give Henry a turn quickly?
Yep.
The old hot chestnut, which is a big argument on social media, and it's been going on since I can remember, is the fact that people are always asking the question, why is it SNP1, SNP2? Why did, the only thing I can say to the people that are listening to the show tonight, it's written into the SNP's constitution. And because it's written into the constitution, they can't change it. That's why you keep putting that out, whether it be on their manifesto or whatever. So that's the answer to that one.
Personally, I feel that the problem is with the heart system, and it's actually like kind of almost unlawful in a way, because it's set to stop our votes working correctly. We shouldn't have to have tactics and vote for parties, just to get independence. So another thing was that the Electoral Commission literally said that there's no such thing, no political party such as Scottish Labour or Scottish Tories or Scottish Reform, and we need to be aware of this. So we should have some petitions up to actually stop them being able to stand in our country, to enforce. There is actually a law that the Electoral Commission stated that's being broken by them claiming to be parties. It's one party based in England with one head. They should be called out on their lies and things, so that's what I feel personally.
The people of Scotland are not subservient to the Crown or to the Parliament. It's the other way about. It's as simple as that.
Pat?
Yeah. I can't agree totally with what you're saying there, Jem.
Well, we don't have to always agree. We can still like each other.
Oh, I'll like you, and I'll pick you up on Saturday, so don't worry about it.
Oh,
yeah. The Electoral Commission recognises the Labour Party as the de facto party representing the so-called socialists or social values. So they have a mechanism within the ballot paper where you can describe your party as a descriptor. So yes, the Scottish Labour Party does not exist.
That's right.
The Scottish Labour Party branch of the Labour Party of the UK does exist.
Yeah, but they're misrepresenting it. It's like calling it Scottish Power.
Yes. If it was an advertisement, Ofcom would have something to say about it, because it is misleading.
Yeah.
And I'm quite sure the Electoral Commission should have something to say about it.
They have actually.
I'll give you an example. When Alliance for Independence was created by myself and others, we were not allowed to use the word alliance because it was not all-encompassing. It didn't encompass every faction of the independence movement. So we had to come up with another name. and we called ourselves Action for Independence, and that was the way around that ruling. But the same can be applied to the Scottish Labour Party, because it is not the Scottish Labour Party, it is the operating branch of the UK Labour Party. It is not the Scottish Conservative and Unionist Party.
That's
It is
right.
the operating branch of the
Yeah.
Conservative and Unionist Party. It is not the Scottish Lib Dem Party.
Right.
It is the operating branch of the UK Lib Dem Party. The only party that outside the SNP that is Scottish, because it holds its own constitution, is the Scottish Green Party.
Yeah.
I wouldn't hang my hat in independence on the Scottish Green Party.
And they're also all limited companies.
Well, that I can't comment on.
No.
I don't believe.
No, that's fine, Pat. I've already looked into that. They're all limited companies, apart from the SNP, who dissolved the limited company in 2017.
I'll take that as read. I don't
So-
know of that.
The reason why the Electoral Commission did make a statement, right? And we've got it in writing to say that there is actually a law being broken by them claiming to be a political party. They're just they're an administrative arm in Scotland. They're not a political party. So the thing is why you have to do petitions and things, because the Electoral Commission is also like just an arm of the colonial regime. They have their own like opinions, but they don't have the rights. They only have what they are given, and which is why they couldn't do something about the rigging of the referendum, because they weren't given permission to do anything. And in this case, they did actually they are getting a bit braver to say, listen, this is the law that they are breaking. So we need to take that and actually put it into a petition. And that's how you approach your government, is by getting over 100,000 people to sign this petition and say, this is the truth. It's been declared, and something must be done about it. And we need to be more proactive, I believe.
We could be more proactive and take our case to the UN, which we are in the process of doing.
That's very proactive.
And how the public can become proactive is to simply sign up with either Salvo at salvo.scot or at liberation.scot. www.liberation.scot. And read the Edinburgh Proclamation, and if you agree with the Edinburgh Proclamation, simply sign up. The more, the merrier. It shows the demand that we know is there for Scottish independence, and we remove that argument of independence. We can prove and have gathered the evidence required to prove that we are a colony, and under UN Charter of Decolonisation through Committee 24, we can begin that process without requesting permission from any political party or politician.
Can I just say one thing? If you guys are, well, not if, when you join salvo.scot and liberation.scot, it's really important that you actually go into your email and you find the confirmation email, which might be in your spam folder until you've actually added them to your address book, and respond to this, because if you don't respond to the confirmation message, then you are not a member yet. Okay, it's really important, and it's something that is a safety for everyone, even on petitions, that you need to do this.
Can I give you an example of why that's so important? And the example is, when Salvo launched, we believe we had over 77,000 applications to join. And we have since found out that over 300 similar domain sites.
Yeah, somebody's been falsely creating.
Were purchased. And they were diverted to a dead end. the applications or people approaching those domain sites, thinking that they were signing up to Salvo, they were approaching those domain sites and being led down to a dead end.
Yeah, so it's basically somebody is sabotaging Salvo. And
Yes.
literally they open many, many websites to try and pretend to be Salvo. It's identity theft and mislead people. So if you think you joined, please check. Okay. You can email them Salvo and Liberation Scots. What we'll do on the Independence Live page, I think probably we'll put up like screenshots of what the websites actually look like. So you not get misled. And if you find something that's duplicated, even like a lot of independence people have been finding that their accounts have been duplicated and using their own profile pictures, something else has been opened under their name. So normally if you're friends with somebody and you see suddenly there's another one or you get a friend request, approach the person, say, did you open another account? And if they didn't, then go and report it that it's imitating. You'll see it's only got a few followers. It's it's just dodgy in general, and report it, tell the person involved. And look, occasionally somebody else does open another profile, but if you find things that is actually not Salvo that come up, let somebody know. Let Sarah know. Let Pat know. Let somebody else in Salvo know. Listen, here's a link, and they can complain about it. Get it shut down.
The individual can report it once they have confirmation that it is a copy or a cloned account.
I'm just trying to give you something to do, Pat, so you're not bored during the day.
Well, I just want to say that Hashbury's symbol has left us, and she said, I'm old enough to remember when the Tories campaigned under the name of Conservative and Progressive Party. So that's the point that Pat was
So
making.
she literally gave away her age. Or he, I don't know.
She.
That's Henry, you're blushing.
Age of Aquarius. Good night, Hashbury.
So I'm going to play another song, guys. It's purely so that I can have a fake break. It's all totally selfish, And I hope you enjoy the song.
Good, I'll join you at the front. I'll join you at the front door.
Okay. You can have a choice. Okay, we can have The Flame Still Burns, What If, or Let Me Be Me.
Oh, have you got nothing by Sursa?
Didn't give me pitch. I had like 5 minutes to get ready.
Let Me Be Me.
Excuses. Let her be her. And let her be her and let him be him.
Okay. So, here we go. Let Me Be Me.
Sacrifice my life right now. Oh, let me be me. I want the best for everything you do. I gave you all my life, strength to see you through the good and the bad. Just let me be me. on me. Just say my name with pride. I'll always be there. Just let me be me. Now you're alone, and you know the truth is real, and you've been hurt. You know just how I feel, but don't turn away. Just let me be me.
So that
Excellent.
was the Stone Preachers with Let Me Be
Oh.
Me. And I think it's literally Scotland saying to Westminster, let me be me for the first time in centuries. Like, let us just do our own thing. Like, seriously, you're smothering us. What do you have to say, Pat?
They would do more than smother us if they could get away with it, and they have done, and they did get away with it.
Yeah.
It's coming to the time of the night. I need to tie up, guys.
Yeah.
I've got to thank you for the opportunity to come on and have a blether with you.
Excellent. Thank you.
We have an exciting future ahead of us.
You have.
It really only takes us, the people, to come together.
Sovereign
Come
Scot.
together, stand as one. Forget your politics for one cause. Just one cause. If we had the chance to wake up tomorrow morning and be a free nation again, would you take it?
Yes.
Definitely. Yes.
That's
And
the
I think the
answer.
funny thing, what? Carry on.
That is the answer. The answer is we need to put our politics aside. And really, the question won't be asked by the politicians,
Yeah.
because at no point in the future is any UK government going to put the United Kingdom in jeopardy ever again. And how do I know this? Because we came too close the last time.
That's right. Very
And
close.
they used every means possible, every trick in the book And those who say it wasn't rigged, prove to me it wasn't rigged, because I can prove to you it
And it was.
was.
It definitely was.
I was just gonna say it's
Uh,
really funny the minute you say like that it's non-political. Suddenly people start making all these extra political things, like when we say non-political, we mean we're not talking about political parties. And yeah, there are some things that we need to resolve and find better ways to do, like de facto
uh,
referendums, but let's not talk about political parties. They've had their turn and they didn't get the job done. And so many people died, like was emphasized in that song of Graham Dallas and
Mhm.
Pepper Talk. And yeah, like, let's keep it non-political. We're gonna have fun at Grangemouth on Saturday. We are being more Scottish. We are doing tugs of war and strip the willow, and we're gonna bare our bottoms. And this is our way of dealing with things. When we've got stress, we just turn around and lift the kilts and say, "That's what we think of you." No words; it just says it all. So yeah, Pat, we'll see you there. And I think Ian McNeil is kindly letting us use his PA system, so hopefully he's gonna stay healthy until at least Sunday. And I just want to say thank you so much to Ian McNeil and also to Kevin Gibney and to Graham Dallas and to everybody who's in the independence movement. Like literally everybody's fantastic. Okay, be nice to each other. Stop arguing about bloody politics because it's all a bunch of piss anyway.
I just
And
I just want to say, we need to unite the clans. We all need to come together and be sovereign Scots and prove that we're sovereign Scots. And I'm sure that Pat will do a lot on that sail to freedom.
okay, Pat, away you go. You may leave the studio. Yeah.
Right. Thank you very much, folks. I hope you've enjoyed the show. Thanks for the invite, and I shall see you next time. You can show this is no. You can see this is no scripted.
No,
Yeah,
it's
we
no
love
script.
you lots, but will you please fake away? Bye, bye, bye.
I'll take a breath.
Okay, so Henry, was there anything
I'll
else
tell
you
you
wanted
what,
to chat about?
I'll tell you what, we'll finish off the hour and take it to 2 hours. How does that sound?
Yeah. So
Read
say
out
to
some of the
everyone, like
comments.
when you get posts on Facebook and X and TikTok and all this, and it's a lot of pish. You don't have to share it. Like just put it in a message to a couple of people that you know and say,
Yeah,
what do you think of this? Do you think it's nonsense? And then
yeah.
we'll just report it as being total fake news. And yeah, keep your eyes open. Don't be brainwashed. Don't be fooled. No division.
No division.
We
A wee
left
message
division in
there
high
from,
school. We're not doing division.
we've got a wee message there from Lorna McDonald from I in the 2CAF. Zoom is open at 8 o'clock, so when the show finishes, you can head over to IndyCAF 2 and have a wee blather, basically doing what we did tonight.
So if you want to come into the Indie Cafe, just go into Indie 2 Cafe and the link will be posted up there. They'll be saying that it's open, like what Lorna has done here. The Indie 2 Cafe is open. You go in there and in the comments will be the link to the Zoom meeting and come and join us. Unfortunately, well, not fortunately, we do not admit unionists that are hostile.
Mm. You're more
But
than welcome. You can talk
yeah,
about anything you like. You can talk about what's been either stressing you out during the day, or you can sit and tell us a few jokes. And if you want to have a wee sing song, do a bit of karaoke, just let your hair down and just be a sovereign Scot.
and we don't talk about politics, and you can tell us about your hemorrhoids, and
Also,
that your auntie
also,
is like literally annoying you and whatever the thing is. But come and join the Indie 2 Cafe. It's fantastic, and thanks to Lorna and Nancy, they are really wonderful, and yeah, even
Eddie.
young people can come along. Even
Yeah,
young people.
you also got Eddie and Neil.
Yeah, everybody. Thank you. So we
Thank
are
you.
just going to play a song to play us out. And I just want to say thanks you to Henry and Pat to come on the show tonight. And sorry, I'm losing my voice. I got soaking wet on the weekend, and
You need a
it's
wee
not very
dram.
attractive.
You need a wee dram.
I'm having a wee jam. I just want to say something. Look at this. Okay, it says Sovereign Scott. Okay, my screen is reversed, but it says Sovereign Scott. So get
The
yourself a
best,
Sovereign Scott mug, and I'm
is it,
drinking some whiskey.
is it, I was just going to say, is it tea or coffee?
It's whiskey.
Oh, do you put a little bit of honey in it to help your throat?
Yeah, honey and lemon and whiskey. It's
So you know
purely
all the tricks
medicinal.
you know all the tricks of the trade.
Yep. Okay, so we're gonna play a song called "What If," and then we'll say goodbye finally. And we're gonna go
No,
to the
no.
Indicaf, but we're just gonna play a song, guys. So here you go.
Good night, everyone.
What if all the words fell out the holy books? Do you think that would be as bad as it looks? We'd have a blank canvas to write it all again. Tell me what you would write if they gave you the pen. I wanna know. I wanna know if you could change the world, would you have a go? I wanna know. I wanna know. Would you change the world, or would you let it go? What if all the borders dropped off of all the maps? Would that be enough to free the people who are trapped? We'd be free to roam around this world once again. Would you draw those borders back if they gave you the pen? I wanna know. I wanna know if you could change the world, would you have a go? I wanna know. I wanna know. Would you change the world, or would you let it go? What if all the money blew out of all the banks? Would you shout disaster, or would you be giving thanks? If they gathered all that money up and handed it to you, tell me, would you keep it? Tell me what you do. I wanna know. I wanna know if you could change the world, would you have a go? I wanna know. I wanna know. Would you change the world, or would you let it go? What if all the soldiers put their weapons down, disobeyed the generals, and headed into town to sit down with the enemy, to forgive each other's sins? There could be no losers, everyone would win. I wanna know. I wanna know if you could change the world, would you have a go? I wanna know. I wanna know. Would you everyone was equal and everyone was free. No one should be hungry, no one should be cold, no one should be homeless, and no one should be sold. I wanna know, I wanna know, if you could change the world, would you have a go? I wanna know, I wanna know, what I did it.
Okay, everybody, thank you very much for watching, and we love you all. And get out there and do street art and murals and make up independent songs. Listen to Sounds of Freedom Radio and Independence Live and Saucer and Scotland Channel, Broadcasting Scotland. You know what? Just like, let's get independence done, and let's all love each other. You know, we're all brothers and sisters in the independence movement. Okay. We're not here to argue with each other and dehumanize each other. We get enough of that from the Westminster government, okay? Please just put politics aside. It's not working. And let's get this done. We are all sovereign Scots. I love you all. Bye.
While the unicorn is chained to the lion with the crown, I will never I will never back down. With the trust he saw the truth and the shield of integrity, I will fight.